Guys, this is your friendly host, Heavy Equipment Guy, coming at you with another little short video. This video is not going to be that crazy long. This video is kind of going to just be a reintegration to my last video that I did. The last video, what we covered was the Komatsu 70 wheel loader. This one's actually going to be a Komatsu 90 wheel loader. This loader is actually 3 sizes higher than the last one, which is a really big machine. It's pretty much the machine that we used before, like that machine plus half of it. It's crazy, insanely bigger than the last one. The last one we did, I think the horsepower is like right at 145, 150 or something like that. This one actually has the horsepower of 245, so it has 245 horsepower in it, which is a really big difference. I mean, especially when it comes to pushing anything. I mean, it's almost like the equivalency of a D7, which in my book is D7s are just made to push. I mean, they can push its ass off, and actually this thing right here can kind of keep up with it almost in a certain way. So anyway, let's get back to the main topic of the video. This is just the controls. I just kind of want to give you guys a rundown on the controls on how to, just so you guys are aware that just because it's a bigger machine, it doesn't really mean that the controls are actually different or anything like that. A lot of times what they do nowadays with the modern style equipment is they like to try to keep everything generic. They like to keep things pretty much in the same direction. So like if you're an operator, you kind of jump into this machine, you're not like, oh man, what does this do? I mean, some things are a little bit different, but I mean, especially on this one, it's almost identical. I think the only two differences is that you have an actual control panel right here, which you can actually go through your controls. I'll actually push it so you can see, and you can actually see your panel. You can kind of flip through it and see your settings and go through different things, and you can kind of revert back just by pushing on here. And on this one, because of the size difference, there's actually a backup camera. So whenever you go to backup, you can kind of see what's back there, which is a really good feature. I really think it's a good feature. I think almost all equipments, I mean, it doesn't matter what size it is, I believe that it should have some type of backup camera. That way you can see what's going on underneath, and you know how close you are to certain things. Because sometimes as an operator, it gets really hard when you're trying to back up in the tight places and you can't really see what's going on. So anyway, back to the controls. I know I get off the topic and kind of go out the box and go different places. As you can see on this side, you can kind of see you have the park brakes, you have your working lights, your hazards. On this side, like I said, we have the control knob for your console. You have your AC, which is, I don't really like it way over here. I actually liked on the smaller machine, you actually had your controls where this little box is right here. You actually had your controls, which was really nice. And on this one, you still have your radio, which is good. Over here on this side, which your control handle, it's basically identical. You go down, it brings the machine down. You come towards you, it brings the bucket up. So this is going forward, and this is coming back, and it's going up. I'll accelerate so you can go a little faster so you guys can see. And then we have your tilt. You tilt left, you go left with the bucket, it'll tilt the bucket towards you. And if you go right, it'll tilt the bucket down. Basic, exactly the same as the last one. And for this, it has the forward and reverse on the control, which, like I said before, it's a really great feature. No, I mean, I think it's an amazing thing that they did, which it has the operator being able to go from what he needs to do right here, and everything right here is exactly the same. For your secondaries and your hydraulics, you have your horn button on the bottom, which I don't know if you can hear, but I'll blow it. I blew the horn. Oh yeah. So anyway, so you have your horn, and over here you can see like there's another button right underneath it. I'll kind of get under there so you can kind of see the buttons. This is your horn, and right here, basically what that does is it's for your dips. So when you lock in, if you hold it, I don't know if it'll pop up on the screen. Sometimes I think you gotta actually have it in gear for it to pop up and show. Yeah, see how it just popped up and it said hold. It's actually holding it, so you have all wheel rotations. So all your wheels are actually turning at one time. So you're not just having slip, because if you let it go, and it'll just be slip. Normally it's all-wheel drive. On most of these style vehicles or heavy equipment, it's all-wheel drive. And in this case, it's basically it allows you to catch it to where when you hold it in, all 4 tires turn at the exact same time without you slipping it. Really comes in handy when you're going into the mud and you ain't really start bogging down or something like that. But it really works real well. I mean, feet controls are exactly the same, so we're not going to go too far in depth into that. Back up here, I think the only thing, I'm not sure, I think the other one does too, but it has a heavy lift feature. So what that does is if you had something going on, if you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the column, you can see it right here. When you click it in, little man's lifting weights, and what that does is it'll actually allow you to have more hydraulic flow to the main cylinders if you're picking up something. And also too on this one, because it's allowed to pick up so much more weight, you actually have dual cylinders on each side, where the other one only has a single cylinder, and you have one single cylinder in the middle, which is really good. So you're allowed to pick up more weight. But like I say, everything else is basically the same, guys. The reason why I wanted to do this video, kind of to integrate to some operators out there. I know a lot of times you get into different machines, or you hear about certain other size machines, and you think it's a lot different controls. But I just want you to be assured, don't be scared, of the machine. Sometimes going into it, you might not fully understand what every control does, but as a true operator, you should be able to get into the machine and know exactly what's going on from point A to point B. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little short video, and if you don't mind dropping a like down below and hitting that sub button if you don't mind, because I'm going to be coming out with more videos on certain types of heavy equipment. Like I said before, I want to do excavators and things like that, so you guys can kind of get in that field, and especially newcomers that don't really know anything about heavy equipment, and they will just want to get some kind of an idea of what the equipment can and can't do, and how to actually operate certain equipment. So that's what I want to do this channel for, because I know I search a lot out there, and sometimes you just can't find what you're really looking for when it comes to like inside of certain cabs of equipment, and wanting to know exactly what some things do. So I hope you guys enjoy. Just like I said, drop a like at the bottom, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace, babies.